Hey everyone out there in the land of YouTube. This is Annette Dion. I am the host and founder of the Psychic News Network. And today is Tuesday, the day after Labor Day. It's September 5th, 2023. I'm sweating profusely. First of all, because I'm in the sun. Second of all, it seems to be the hottest day of the entire summer. So strange. Let me show you the ocean. Think you can see it? At certain angles, there's a really nice breeze. It's coming this way. Anywho, in true Mercury retrograde and all these other retrograde planet fashion, today I went to my office and the electricity was out for no real reason. Just my office. I paid the bill. It's just, they sent me an email, oh, your power's out. We'll let you know when it's back. Honestly, these retrogrades are just making me think, I think I'll just get back to work when it is, when everything goes direct. So anyway, I walked all the way down here. I meant to do a video from outside anyway today, so here we are. I took a little walk. Just trying to get this to stabilize. Let's see what's going on in the news. Oh, there's a nice breeze now. What's going on in the news? I'm gonna wipe my brow first. Well, the people that helped Trump almost steal the election in 2020 are pretty freaked out. Because right now, I'm sorry, I do this all the time, I know I do. I think it's stable now. Are we stable? Behind me there's a tiki boat. I haven't been on that boat, I should go on that. Right now, yeah, there's a lot of fake electors that are pretty freaked out. I really feel them weighing out, you know, what would happen to their families if they went to prison. So rest assured, most of them are going to sing the song of Trump made me do this and Trump made me do that and all of that. So in terms of wacky energy today, I might have to reach out to our astrologer, Kathy Beal, because this afternoon, I don't know what's going on with the collective energy. This afternoon, it just felt like people were kind of angry. I'm going to pick a card just about the general energy of today. It really was. It was the hottest day of the summer today. As far as I can tell. The devil. Okay, so we have the devil card. The energy of today. So I'm pulling this card because it's not like me to be irritated. It's out of I can usually rise above it. It's out of character for me to be irritated, but today I noticed it. And so I'm pulling the devil and thinking that that might have something to do with the energy of the collective. I just have to get my glasses so I can read this. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're all recovered from the holiday. And let's see. Might I have some glasses? Yes. It's actually, I'm recording this at 5:20 p.m. and that sun is pretty high in the sky and quite hot. I should probably jump in. The ocean looks inviting right now. The Devil card. So this is about the general energy of today, which is September 5th. You are in control of your own destiny and are not bound by anything other than your own attitudes and behavior. There is always something positive you can do to improve your situation, no matter how hopeless things may seem on the surface. Well, that was appropriate. So maybe in the comments you can share how today went for you, mood-wise and energetically wise. I know a lot of people last night were saying they've had trouble sleeping. So it is September. We're at exactly a week, right? A little more than, or a little less than a week from now is September 11th. That always makes people tense. When we see fascists working in heinous ways against our democracy, being hateful, we get discouraged. We do. I can't say that doesn't affect people. It affects all of us. Kim Jong-un and Putin coming together as, they're best buds now. Disconcerting. Donald Trump threatening every single department that we have in our government. Of course, specifically the DOJ and Fani Willis, just spewing hatred and vitriol. I mean, it does make sense that people are feeling tense, people are feeling upset, and those of us that know how, I mean, I'm just grateful that I have my skills, because I could have really lashed out at somebody today who had a problem with me dropping my dad off at the grocery store. I don't have to go into it, but I really could have gotten up in arms, and you got to learn to take a deep breath and to just say it's not worth it. Anyway, everybody's fine, but it was just that I noticed it. I noticed how angry people seem to be today. Plus there's the stress of going into the winter and all these disasters we've had due to climate change, and just we see a lot of people fighting all the time. But once again, the law of contrast says that we lean more into what we want. We lean more into, we want peace. We lean more into that when we see the opposite. When we can stop and take a breath. Let's take a look at the Witch's Tarot. We're going to take a look. I'm going to be squinting. We're going to take a look at what's happening in Trump's world. I just sent off another email to MSNBC complaining profusely about talking about Joe Biden's age. And they're supposed to be relatively, sensibly minded compared to the others. So 3 cards about where Trump is at right now. He's just he's exploding. Trump is just exploding. He's exploding. Trump is blowing up with anger. I'm reading blind, I can't really see. And Trump is exploding with anger. His whole world is about to come crumbling down. He's still grifting and stealing. That's the stealing card. So he's kind of like pulling out all the stops when it comes to how can he get more money from his followers. So he's like, gosh, I don't know what he's going to start selling next, but it just feels like he's, it's like if you had a garage sale and you needed money really badly and you just pulled out, I could sell this, I could sell this, I could sell this, I could sell this. That's the mentality of Trump right now when it comes to the trouble that he's in. What else can he grift kind of thing. So don't be surprised if you see those, what are they, the NFT or whatever those silly crypto cards were. Don't be surprised if you see that again. The Knight of Swords. This feels like the people that are going to turn on him, coming at him like with. That's why the Tower. He's in a fury. Yep. That's what's going on there. All right. unbelievable. I know I did look at what Kim Jong-un and Putin have planned. I did pull cards on that last night, but I'm going to pull a few more. What are they up to? Those monsters. Kim Jong-un apparently needs food. Can't even imagine what goes on in North Korea. I don't even want to imagine it. People need food. So he's actually going to give Putin weapons for food. It's insane how that's going to go. Well, this is a karma card in terms of Putin and Kim Jong-un. The karma card is here, so let us not forget that what goes around comes around. This isn't going to be pretty for them. The Knight of Wands, I do feel like this is like the world's court, perking up their ears. I see international relations. I see committees that have to do with international relations, including NATO, of course. But the world court, I don't think that's what you call it, but the International War Crimes Committee or something like that. I see them putting a plan together to deal with what Putin and Kim Jong-un are doing. They're murderous, crazy people in charge of entire countries. But the karma card says what goes around comes around, and they're going to pay a price for this little meeting that they're having. The Ten of Swords, yeah, it's not going to go well for them. It's not going to go well, and it's not going well for Putin, which is why he reached out to a very poor and poorly run nation that we know so little about. But the Knight of Wands, that represents justice on the world stage. So I feel like, you know, collectively, all the different countries, the world leaders, they all have their eyes on this. So don't think that it's just the United States that's concerned, because they're looking at it. And as secretive as Putin is, and as secretive as Kim Jong-un is, really, really, really extremely secretive, I feel like there are spies and there are people in the know. Yeah, even if it's just drone intelligence, I just feel like the people, the world leaders have more access to information about the nefarious doings and plans than Kim Jong-un or Putin realize. I feel like they're going to be caught off guard by the World International Crimes Committee. So, also, there are so many people in the Republican Party that don't understand what it would be like to be under authoritarian rule. And what I'm going to look at right now is I'm going to pull 3 cards about whether things are going to start leaning in the direction of more people that have been misled being better informed about how, you know, they could starve to death in an autocracy. They could be thrown in prison for looking at somebody the wrong way. You know, they torture and rape and persecute people just because they don't like the way they look. I mean, so I'm looking at 3 cards about whether people will get it, that this is it's a dangerous side to be on, like to be on Trump's side and to be on Tuberville's side, and, you know, Ted Cruz's, and we know the yahoos. So there's going to be some kind of a disruptive event. Just telling it to you like I sees it. There's going to be some kind of a disruptive event. That's event, singular. This could represent remembering how bad it was on September 11th, 2001. But as far as whether the people that are leaning fascist Republican, the voters, are going to wake up, I've said this all along, there's going to be something that makes them wake up. And it's going to happen quickly. The 8 of Wands, where people quickly wake up. Not all of them, but most of them wake up to what we're really up against. Because they don't know. If they want Trump to be president, they have no idea. And I remember when Trump was in the White House, how just to get him out of the White House, was like just to get him to walk out of the White House, which he almost didn't do. So we all know, was just, that was such a major, major, major step to wrest him from the super glued control that he had. The Page of Wands, I actually feel like the Republicans like DeSantis and Abbott are going to make it undeniable how bad it is to be on their side. Now remember, DeSantis turned down, I don't know what the number is, but it was a really lot of money to help the people of Florida rebuild in a climate-friendly way. It was part of the Inflation Reduction Act, and I'll look it up and we'll talk about it later. It was unbelievable, the amount of money that would give people discounts and rebates on anything that they did that was, you know, solar or wind or geothermal. There was a real lot of money that DeSantis turned away. So what I'm feeling like is the sense of people really feeling the pain on a very practical level. There's a couple, there's a young couple over here on my left. I don't know if one is going to get down, if the guy's going to get down on a knee and propose, but that has happened before. I don't get that vibe right now. Anyway, that's what's going on in my surroundings. So I do feel like something very disruptive is going to happen that will shake people awake that have been for Trump. And I feel like it's going to be something that Trump does. But if January 6th didn't do it, January 6th would have done it. January 6th would have woken people up if Fox and all the fake news channels didn't go to the gaslighting like immediately. Remember, Fox anchors were in on it. They were in the know. So it's not like they weren't that innocent, you know. So they were in the know. So they had to continue to gaslight, as you know, to the highest degree possible at Fox. All right. I'm looking at how long my video is so far. It's hard to see. We have a seagull on the rocks. Anyway, a little more view of the ocean. I apologize if you can't see, but I can't either, so. But there is a seagull down there on the rocks. Let's take a look at what's going to happen when, I did look at this last night, I do want to look at it again, when the House Republicans, fascists, come back. What's the general tone going to be when they come back? It's really weird. I can't see a thing. I hope you can see me. Okay. When they come back, what's the energy going to be? The House Republicans, what's the energy going to be when they come back? Very conflicted. Kevin McCarthy doesn't want to go. He doesn't want to, not because of his loyalty to the country. He doesn't want to go through this. He wishes that the fascist Republicans would just forget the whole idea of impeaching Biden, because it's not going to be fun for him to go ahead and do that. I feel like the King of Swords is holding the sword of truth. I feel like the Democrats are going to come at Kevin McCarthy and the fascists with some real hard evidence. Speaking of karma, the karma card I saw earlier about Putin and Kim Jong-un. I feel like that Kevin McCarthy's going to be in a really uncomfortable spot with this investigation or into impeaching Joe Biden. It actually makes the Democrats stronger. It makes the Democrats stronger. So, that's what I get. So let's read on the Democrats. Let's read on the Democrats going back in the House and the Senate, coming back today or tomorrow. Not sure. I think the House comes back next week, actually. So with the Democrats in the House coming back, there's been a lot of loss. There's been a lot of hindrances to what the Democrats want to get done. They are looking at that the Republicans, the fascists, want to shut down the government. It's painful. It's hard. And I get the Seven of Pentacles a lot with the Democrats. It's kind of like pushing a peanut up a hill. And it's a big hill. Capitol Hill. The Page of Pentacles, they're putting the pieces together. The Democrats are putting the pieces together to help the American people, and they will be. So it's like, this is like incremental improvements. They feel incremental, but they're definitely happening. It's going to take a while to make a huge case for the Democrats and for democracy, because we're pushing against so much resistance with the lies. And I'm going to pull 3 cards about something else. I'm going to pull 3 cards about AI and what's going to happen with AI. Are the Republicans going to glom on to AI and use that to manipulate the elections? I don't think I brought my pendulum. But we'll look at cards. We'll look at a few cards. Oh, it's getting nicer now that the sun's getting lower in the sky. I'm looking at a house on the side of a hill that must have the most incredible view ever. To my left is Hammond Castle Museum. I'm in the middle of heaven. Enough about that. Are they going to use AI? Are they going to try to steal the election with AI? We haven't really learned our lessons about technology and getting on top of things with the new technology. I see a committee being headed up by the Democrats to really get a handle on AI. Yeah, I'm seeing somebody on the Democratic side. He's headed up some, social media awareness. His name is escaping me at the moment, because it's not somebody I see a lot. The 3 of Wands, yeah. What I see is the Democrats very slowly making their way to making sure the AI doesn't interfere in our elections. There's a committee forming for that. We've been through a lot of hardship. We've been through a lot of heartache in our democracy, but one thing that I know for sure is when we go through a hard time, we get stronger. And we get more... I'm actually thinking of a song that I wrote that has that as a lyric. I'll have to go back and work on that one. It's an old song, but it was about saving our democracy and our freedoms. I wrote it many years ago. Oh, more on that later. By the way, it is about 20 to 6 right now, and if you're watching this before 7 p.m. Eastern Time, if you want to join us at Grassroots of Democracy for our guided meditation for a healed America and our spiritual discussion group afterwards, go to grassrootsofdemocracy.com. If it is, in fact, September 5th and you want to jump on last minute, send an email to AnnetteDion7@gmail.com and I'll forward you the Zoom invite for September 5th. By the time you watch this, it might be much later. Oh, a butterfly just went by. How lovely. All right, so I'm finally more comfortable. I was sweating profusely at the start of this vid. Okay. I'm going to read on Greg Abbott. He's literally murdering people at the border. Greg Abbott is literally murdering people at the border. He's facilitating that. He's indirectly murdering people at the border. He's a murderer. As is, you know, I don't want to say that DeSantis is a murderer, but he has a murderous mindset. Oh, yeah. The DOJ is weighing it out, how they're going to proceed with Governor Abbott. The Five of Wands, it looks like they're going to get him on many different fronts. And it's going to happen. When it happens, it's going to happen quickly. I'm wondering if this is an arrest. I'm wondering if I'm picking up on an arrest of Abbott, but stay tuned for that, because I will look at that. And let's do this before we call it a reading. Let's do this. By the way, I'm not complaining about the heat. For any of you who have been in over 100-degree temperatures and having to stay indoors at all times, I feel for you. I lived in the South. It wasn't easy. That's why I come to you from the seashore, just so you can get a little sense of where it's a little bit cooler. I hope it helps. Really, I'm not gloating. I hope it helps. I'm going to pick 3 cards about, let me see. I'm going to do this again. I'm going to pick 3 cards about Ron DeSantis, just because I felt like his campaign was, I feel like his campaign is over. We haven't officially heard that. Cannot believe he turned down that money from Joe Biden. I cannot believe that he didn't meet with Biden. Ron DeFascist. The Wheel of Fortune is turning in a different direction for him. The Empress is the United States. The United States is going to lower the boom on DeFascist. What's happening really a lot lately is everything's becoming clear in terms of who the enemies in our country are. And that's the Ace of Pentacles. It's becoming very clear, and they're going to be following the money with Ron DeFascist to find out what he stole. So there's a turn of fortune and not a good direction for him, and it's all about, they're going to get him on the money. The immigrant kidnapping to human trafficking, all that. But it's all about the money. Follow the money, right? Like we always say. We follow the money. But the Empress is the United States. The United States is actually getting stronger, not weaker. In the face of all this opposition, the United States of America is getting stronger. I know it's hard for you to believe that, or maybe it isn't, but that's what I see. We've made it through some really rough stuff, and it's going to get better. I feel it in my bones. So that's it for now, and I'll upload this and maybe see you at 7. The electricity at my office may still be out, so we'll be doing our 20 on Tuesdays guided meditation for a healed America from my phone. Unfortunately, I have a power block that was charged up. See, these things, you want to have these in case of a power outage. It's like a mini generator for your phone and to charge your devices. So fortunately, I had the wherewithal to have had it charged. So anyway, it might be dark, but we are meeting, and thanks for joining me for this pre-recorded video at Ocean's Edge at 5:45 Eastern Time on September 5th, 2023. If you'd like to book a reading, go to psychicannetdion.com, and I'd love to do a reading for you. I also have a class about developing your psychic skills, and just go to psychicannetdion.com for that. And we'll see you soon. Namaste.